What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the JW Show. I am the Kid JW. And on this week's episode, we are talking about social media and the destruction of basically everyday life. Okay? Now, the reason I say that is because of this. Social media is basically ingrained in everybody's lives now. Okay? Whether it's us waking up in the morning, we scroll on Facebook, we hop on Instagram, we hop on TikTok, and that's the first thing we do in the morning when we wake up. Compared to 10 years ago, we didn't really necessarily, 10, 15 years ago, we really didn't start doing that. So I say it's having a negative impact on our everyday life. And the reason I want to say that is because we see a lot of negative content on social media. We see a lot of crazy stuff, silly pranks that could cause harm. We see a lot of fake stuff out there on social media, people spreading fake stuff. And we also see stuff where people's putting out bad information regarding whether it's a relationship or they get scammed or something. And to me, I feel like that's a bad thing on everyday life. Like, you guys remember that whole 50 part story from a while back when the lady got scammed by this dude and he took her and whatnot and basically lied to her about what he did and all that stuff. Yeah, it's a whole 50 part thing on TikTok. And to me, I'm just going to say this. If I got scammed like that, I'm not going to go to social media and tell my side. I'm just going to keep it to, I'm going to take that L to myself. Similar to how another time where a chick got, she experienced some bad stuff where a dude was lying to her and played her. And what did she do? She put that out there on social media. And it's like a lot of times people look at social media as their personal diary, which is all good and all. But come on, you don't have to post every single thing or tell every single negative experience that's happened to you out there on social media. Okay? And also, social media, in my opinion, has to the point where it's creating a false narrative to people and what people should expect in life. Take, for example, you have all these false narratives and everybody has a podcast or a YouTube channel talking about relationships. I know, I'm one of them. But you got a lot of people out here who talks about relationships and they have a very bad mindset about things. And you have people who have relationship advice who have good things to say. But the vast majority of people tend to fall underneath the category of believing the bad stuff. And you got a lot of narcissistic people out there who feed off that energy and they keep putting it out there and people keep eating it up. Now, here's the kicker. We've gotten to the point where we believe every single thing on social media. We don't fact check anything. We just see it and we're like, oh, this has to have been true because it's on social media. It's on TikTok. I have to believe it. When it's like, yo, do your research, okay? Do your research before you fall for something that's on there and don't spread fake stuff. But also learn how to have communication skills to talk to people in everyday life because a lot of times on social media, people think that you can talk to people in any kind of way. And you really can't on social media. You can't even talk to somebody any kind of way in the real world. So people think when they see you on social media, you posting a nice picture of you out on the town, having a good night, relaxing, kicking back. They think that they can say whatever it is that you want to them. And they go like, oh yeah, you look good. They go say all these negative comments or whatever about you. And sometimes people get sensitive to it because like, oh, they get hurt by the comments. And that's the human nature of you're going to get hurt by negative stuff said to you because, hey, we're all human. We have feelings. Well, at the same time, you have people out here who say bad things online and they think because they got that confidence up that they can go out in the real world and say that same exact thing to somebody and it's got the same effect. When no, in the real world, you can say something hurtful to somebody and yeah. So what I'm saying basically is social media is destroying the normal communication world and how people talk, how people interact with each other, and to the point where it's almost bad to have social media because you say one bad thing on social media and it can get back to your place of employment, it can get back to your significant other, your family, and you got to deal with a whole bunch of stuff because once it's out there on the internet, it's out there. It ain't no getting that back. Unlike how it was back in 2007, where you can say something and you can delete it and ain't no screenshots. Yeah, you can't say that in this day and age. So we all got to learn how to handle social media a lot better than what the normal is. We also got to stop putting so much information out there on social media, because when you do, you're opening yourselves up to getting hurt, lied to, scammed, overall taken advantage of. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to be taken advantage of. So let's be mindful of what we do on social media. Let's use social media for fun. Let's cut out the spending 8, 12 hours on social media, and let's get back to having regular conversations with people, whether it's at the coffee shop, the park, or on the phone or whatever. Social media is cool and all, but let's not make that the default way of everything in our life, because at some point we're going to become hermits to where we won't be able to know how to interact with somebody in person. And another thing about social media that really gets my blood pressure boiling is when people go to concerts and they spend all this money on concert tickets just for them to film the concert and post it on social media the whole exact time they're there. When it's like, hey, you done paid all this money to see Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, Meg Thee Stallion, whoever, and all you're doing is posting it to social media, when somebody like me who doesn't care about any of these artists, I can just go to your TikTok and watch the whole concert for free. So it's having a negative impact on every single thing, because we always want to post everything instead of living in the moment. So yeah, social media is definitely having a negative impact on our everyday life. And we also got to tweak that and get better at it. So what are your thoughts on it? Do you think social media has gotten to the point where it's starting to be consuming everything we do? Or are you in that boat where you feel like social media needs to be kind of dialed back a little bit? We need like a break from it? Or do you feel like you personally can have a healthy balance between the entertaining side of social media and the realism side of the real world? What are your thoughts on it? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, I'll catch you guys next time for the next episode. Later, y'all.